Here we go. Anyone But You. Alan, what is the story of Anyone But You?
I knew you were going to ask me that. And then,
all right, I'll do it. Okay.
Of course, I don't have the page up yet.
Here we go. Okay, so B, played by Sydney Sweeney, and I'll say this, a very sexy Sydney Sweeney, meets up with a guy named Ben Glenn Powell at a coffee shop. It's a simple meet cute moment, complicated by the fact that she really has to pee. B goes to the bathroom, she pees, and in the act of just washing her hands, gets water all over her pants. She has to dry them out. And of course, she walks out of the bathroom with toilet paper sticking on her high heels. Ben thinks it's cute. He kind of saved her and helped her get the bathroom key. And they have a date that goes all night. And she ends up spending the night with him. So B and Ben spend the night together. She wakes up early, trying to rush to work, and leaves. And Ben believes that he's been ditched, a one-night stand, and he's bitter about it. And B returns to basically say, oh, no, I didn't mean to leave that way. What was I thinking? And then overhears him say, that girl was nothing. I don't care anything about her. I hate her. Cut to almost a year later, and B and Ben are part of a wedding party where B's sister is getting married to her girlfriend. Yes, it's a gay wedding. Getting married to her girlfriend, and it's a travel wedding where they end up going to Australia. And both B and Ben are part of the wedding party. Ben sees that part of the wedding party is his ex, and he wants to make the ex jealous. So B and Ben concoct this crazy scheme to, like, you know what? We hate each other. Let's just pretend we like each other so we can get through this wedding, and maybe Ben will make his ex jealous and win her back. It's a stupid plan. It's ridiculous. And they do their best to pull it off. And there are constant complications, including spiders that crawl up pants, among a whole lot of other things. It's all sorts of ridiculous situations. This is a romantic comedy that is R-rated. There are bare breasts in this. There's a shower scene with Sydney Sweeney and Ben. You will see Ben. You'll see everything of Ben except his dong. And you see basically everything of Sydney Sweeney. Like, she's got a very tiny, tiny bikini, and you almost see she's bare. I mean, there's nudity in this, is what I'm saying. It's not a romantic comedy you can take kids to. It's under 2 hours, hour 40 minutes. I'm watching this film, and I saw it at like a preview screening earlier this week. And I'm thinking to myself, why don't they make movies like this? The audience ate it up. First of all, it was one of those preview screenings, packed. Every seat was full. I could barely get one single seat. Like, I had to find like a single seat, like way not where I normally sit. It was crazy. The crowd went nuts for it. It reminded me, like, oh, why don't they just make movies like this? It was heartfelt. Also, like, it's also delves into modern relationships and how effed up they are. And I thought it was just very in touch with, like, what's happening in the zeitgeist between male-female relationships. It's also very based, not pushing any particular agenda. You know, I mean, I've been to a gay wedding 20 years ago. Nobody cares. Right. That's not it is a big part of the movie, but it's just family.
It's a through line of the movie.
It's a through line, and it's fine for anyone that would be bothered by that. Nobody cares. But it's R-rated, a lot of fun. And I strongly recommend this movie. I think it's the best movie that's opened in theaters for my money this weekend. It's the best film that's opened. So compared to Aquaman or Migration,
Iron Claw technically opens.
Oh, no. So sorry. Yeah. Iron Claw. Yeah. Between Iron Claw and Anyone But You, you've got two really good films to see this weekend, but I strongly recommend Anyone But You. For my money, it's an 8 out of 10, especially based on the genre. We haven't seen anything like this. I know there was the Jennifer Lawrence. I'm spacing on the name of the film.
Oh, No Hard Feelings.
No Hard Feelings. This is even better than that. And very much romantic comedy. I loved it. Alan, what did you think of?
Yeah, you saw a very different movie than I saw.
What?
I mean, look, other than the fact that Sydney Sweeney is in this movie and she is in various stages of undress, this movie was not made for me. It's a full-on rom-com. I saw it yesterday in a theater with real people, and I will say my theater was about 75% full, and the women were eating this movie up. Absolutely loved it, but I'm like, this is not my movie. And you know, but I'll say this: it is the return of the rom-com, and I'm happy for that. I'm glad this genre is coming back strong. There were moments I laughed in this one, you know, but I'm not about to give it an 8. Definitely not. I would probably give it.
I'm saying it's an 8 out of 10 for the type of movie that it is.
Yeah, but for me
not
having to watch the movie, I can't give it an 8. I'll say this. Okay, so the thing that bugged me the most about this movie was the gay wedding, and it's not for the reason you think. You know, like, I have gay friends who are married. They've been, you know, of the 4 that I know personally, they're all still married. You know, I've not been to a gay wedding, but I will tell you this: in this movie, the gay relationship between the 2 lesbians was horribly written.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that.
It was cringe. It was almost as if they went out of their way to prove that the gay relationship was the only good relationship in the entire movie. And I don't think they were trying to intentionally do that, but the way it was written, the dialogue that these 2, Alexander Shipp and Hadley Robinson, the dialogue they were given was cringeworthy. It was horrible, and I think I just came to the conclusion at the end was that this lesbian relationship was written by straight people.
Yes,
you know, and I'll give you the moment that it just stood out to me as blaringly bad. They're at the wedding. The wedding vows between these 2 women were horrible. It was like it was like almost as if the writers were afraid to make it gay, and it just came off as bland. That maybe they were trying so hard not to be offensive that it just comes out bland, because you know these exchanging of vows should be one of the most romantic points of the movie, and it's one of the most bland points of the movie. And then later on, when, you know, as rom-coms go, of 2 people who don't like each other, ultimately they get together and maybe profess their love, not spoiling the movie, but that conversation between B and Ben was incredibly romantic. And you realize, wow, they put so much energy in making the romantic dialogue between B and Ben so great, and they gave nothing for Claudia and Hallie, the lesbian couple. And this is it just stood out in the entire movie that the person who wrote this movie doesn't know how to write gay dialogue.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, the thing is this: you and I like different types of movies. There's certain movies you like that I don't. You like Disney movies. No. I like a good romantic comedy, but that is a dead genre. This is not just romantic comedy. It's also raunchy, and it's sexy. I'm telling you, look,
yeah, I'd say it's okay. No, you're right. It's right.
Sydney Sweeney is so hot. It's like she is smoking hot. And I guess that guy who plays Ben,
Glenn Powell.
Yeah,
like, from Top Gun Maverick.
Right. I guess women like Glenn Powell, and he's pretty much in a bathing suit the whole movie. She's in a bikini the whole movie, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, there's so much. You know what? For a movie that has about a gay that features a gay wedding, there's more straight energy in this movie than I've seen in any movie in years. Certainly any Disney movie. It's straight energy that is wild and off the charts.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, look at Sydney Sweeney's sweet, smoking hot body. I was going to say something else.
I know.
Stop myself.
Yeah, she looks great. And yeah, you know,
she looks great. I don't know, Alan, I think you might be anti-straight. I think this is where I can't believe it's led to this.
No, I'm saying that if you're gonna go out of your way to make a gay statement, do it right. You know, My God, I
It's just
sat
they
through
don't even
90
do it.
minutes of Dix the musical.
Right, right.
The way gay dialogue is like.
I'm saying that part didn't bother me. It was fine.
No, I think it was
mean,
offensive in the fact that they didn't know how to write it. It's
right,
just
right.
to single out the gay couple and give them the worst dialogue in the entire movie. You know, even the parents. You know, the side stories are the parent relationships,
Right,
and how dysfunctional those are. I mean, that had better dialogue than the gay dialogue.
right, right. Well, look, I loved it. I thought it was super fun. I thought it was romantic, raunchy, sexy, and just a good, straight up romantic comedy. And those are in short supply. You can barely make a comedy in theaters, much less a decent romantic comedy about a straight couple that are both hot in their respective genders.
Well, I think we talked about it before. For some reason, Hollywood won't let people fall in love anymore in their movies.
Right.
Certainly in a superhero film, no one can fall in love
right.
anymore. I mean, the love between Aquaman and Hera.
Yeah. Aquaman and Mira.
Mira, that's right. Mira.
Yeah.
It's barely there.
Right. Well, let's go to your chat comments and questions here. But it's getting a strong recommendation from me, Alan.
Tepid. I mean,
You're still recommending it
as a rom-com. Yeah, I'll recommend it, but this movie wasn't for me.
Look, all I can say is this: if you don't recommend this movie, Alan, you're not straight. That's just all I'm gonna say.